In a world where taking selfies is as natural as breathing, where vacations are documented through self-portraits, and the front-facing camera gets more use than the back one, there's a huge group of people who have never taken a selfie in their lives. Not because they don't know how, but because the whole idea of photographing themselves feels fundamentally wrong, uncomfortable, or just pointless. They watch others pause mid-conversation to capture the perfect angle, and they feel nothing but confusion about why this matters. If you're watching this, you're either one of these people feeling totally validated right now, or you're completely baffled. But here's what most people don't get. People who never take selfies aren't just camera shy or insecure. They represent a specific psychological profile that shows how certain minds process self-image, social validation, and digital identity in radically different ways. Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you see these individuals, and you might even discover some uncomfortable truths about your own relationship with selfies. Before we dive into the 5 core psychological traits of people who avoid selfies, let me ask you something that might sting a little. How much of your self-worth is tied to the likes you get on carefully curated images of yourself? How many versions of you do you photograph before you find one that feels okay to share? These questions are at the heart of understanding the selfie avoider, and the answers reveal something profound about how we build our identities today. To understand why some people never take selfies, we first need to get how huge this cultural shift has been. Selfies aren't just photos anymore. They're a primary way of communicating, of saying, I exist, I was here, I'm living, I'm worthy of attention. It's a mix of self-expression, social currency, and memory-making. Social media is built on the idea that we all want to share images of ourselves. There's this unspoken social rule that you should have recent photos of yourself, that you should document moments with your own face as the centerpiece. This pressure is real. When someone says, let's take a selfie, at a party, saying no feels awkward, almost like you're rejecting the moment or the people in it. If you travel and don't post selfies, people almost question if you were really there. It even extends to our professional lives with LinkedIn profiles and company websites. Not having a recent photo can make you seem out of touch. But here's what's fascinating. People who never take selfies are hyper-aware of all this pressure. They know what they're missing out on socially and professionally. But they make a conscious choice that the cost to their psychological comfort is greater than the social benefit. This isn't just shyness. It's active resistance rooted in 5 distinct psychological traits. First, low external validation dependency. People who never take selfies have an exceptionally low need for approval from others. At its core, a selfie is often a request for validation. You post it, hoping for likes and comments that say, you look good, you're attractive. For most of us, that feels good. But people who avoid selfies have a strong internal validation system. They know who they are and what they're worth without needing others to confirm it. Their self-worth isn't bouncing around based on social media reactions. They don't need to see themselves through other people's eyes to feel secure. Second, authentic self versus curated self-tension. This is a big one. Taking a good selfie is a performance. You try different angles, fix the lighting, maybe add a filter. The final image isn't really you in that moment. It's an optimized, curated version. For people who never take selfies, this process can feel fundamentally dishonest. They are acutely aware that the selfie they'd post doesn't represent their real experience. This creates a mental discomfort. They'd rather be seen as they truly are, even if it's less polished, than project a carefully constructed image. They prefer being authentically imperfect over being inauthentically optimized. Third, present moment immersion priority. Think about it. When you take a selfie, you step outside of the experience to record yourself being in it. Your focus shifts from enjoying the moment to how you look while experiencing it. For people who never take selfies, this feels like a violation of being present. They prioritize experiencing the sunset, the conversation, or the achievement over documenting that they experienced it. They might still take photos, just not of themselves. They value the experience itself more than the proof of their presence in it. The irony is that while selfies are meant to preserve memories, the act of taking them can actually reduce the quality of the original experience. Fourth, privacy orientation and digital footprint concern. When you share a selfie, You recreating a permanent digital record of your face and giving up control over how that image is used. People who never take selfies are often highly aware of this digital permanence. They understand that images can be copied, manipulated, or resurface years later. This isn't paranoia. It's informed caution in an age where our personal data, especially our faces, is a commodity. They've decided that keeping control over their own image is more valuable than the social points they de-score from posting a selfie. And fifth, anti-narcissism and self-focused discomfort. At a basic level, a selfie says, "I am the subject worth photographing. My face is what matters right now." For people who avoid selfies, this can feel narcissistic and uncomfortable. They prefer to focus their attention outward on other people, experiences, or the world around them rather than constantly turning the camera on themselves. This isn't about low self-esteem. It's about feeling that constant self-documentation promotes an unhealthy level of self-preoccupation. They value humility and choose to resist what they see as a cultural drift toward excessive self-focus. So when you combine these 5 traits, low need for external validation, discomfort with a curated self, prioritizing presence, concern for privacy, and avoiding self-focus, you get a psychological profile that's operating from a completely different set of values. These people aren't insecure or weird. They're navigating the same tensions we all are, between authenticity and social expectation, between being present and documenting, but they resolve them differently. There's no right or wrong answer here. Selfie takers gain connection, creative expression, and a way to participate in modern visual culture. Selfie avoiders gain deeper presence, stronger privacy, and freedom from the validation hamster wheel. Both are valuable. In fact, many people who now avoid selfies used to take them, but they consciously stopped when they realized it was negatively affecting their self-image or making them less present in their own lives. So, what does this all mean for you? If you love taking selfies, hopefully this gives you some compassion for people who don't want to be in them. They aren't judging you. They're just protecting their own psychological boundaries. And if you're someone who never takes selfies, I hope this validates you. Your choice is rooted in strong values: authenticity, presence, and privacy. You're not missing out. You're just engaging with life more directly. The real tragedy isn't taking or avoiding selfies. It's doing either one unconsciously, without thinking about whether that choice truly serves your well-being. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you take selfies? Why or why not? Is it a conscious choice or just a habit? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit that like button. It helps more people find it. And if you want to go deeper into the psychology of everyday behaviors, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Next week, we're exploring the psychology of people who never remember their dreams. And the reasons are far more revealing than you think. Remember, understanding psychology helps us appreciate the amazing diversity of how we all navigate life. Whether you document yourself constantly or never at all, you're building an identity that makes sense to you. And that deserves respect. Thanks for watching, and I hope whatever you do next, you're making choices that are authentic to who you are.